As long as I can remember, I've been this crazy athlete. I'm always would be playing a sport. Even when I was little, I played everything. I played soccer, I played basketball, I swam, and I started playing lacrosse around the age of 8 or 9. I started playing soccer when I was 4, and that was my sport for a while. I always found myself at soccer practice. I played both travel for my town and Premier from a young age, so I would bounce back and forth between the two. My parents loved watching me play sports, and I loved playing them. My mom was my lacrosse coach, so she got me involved in the sport because she played lacrosse at Rochester Institute of Technology, and she wanted me to become more involved with it. So her and one of my family friends' moms started coaching us when we were around 10. And at first I was super stubborn about it. I really didn't want to play because I thought soccer was the sport that I loved. So they would throw me in literally every position. Like, I tried playing midfield, I tried playing defense, and there was even a time where they threw me in goal. And I thought that was my position, but turns out it really wasn't. I always fought back against my mom and me playing lacrosse, but as I got older, I soon realized that that was a sport that I loved, and I joined a club team, started playing more from there. And as I got older, I realized how strong of a player I really could be if I applied myself more to it. So as I got to high school, I started varsity from my freshman year. It was quite the experience, especially since my first couple years of high school, I was this timid twig of a girl who couldn't really play very well. But as the years went on and I realized that I wanted to play lacrosse in college, I put more time and effort in, and all of a sudden I became this absolute beast of a girl who was all muscle, all power, and I soon committed to play lacrosse at Sacred Heart University. I didn't realize it then, but I played my last lacrosse game my senior year of high school, and this is something that I really didn't expect to happen. There's a lot of things that are talked about in the sports world, but one thing that isn't talked about is chronic illness. You hear about athletes who definitely have adversities, but athletes who are sick really isn't something that's brought up. I came into freshman year bright-eyed and ready to go and ready to attack being a Division I athlete. And 2 weeks into playing, I ended up spraining my ankle at practice, which resulted in the worst pain imaginable and turned into something much more than just an ankle sprain. I thought I was only going to be out for a couple of weeks, but it turned out that I would be out much longer than that. I kept doing physical therapy, I kept doing everything that they were telling me to do, and I just wasn't getting better. I was getting worse. I started feeling this kind of electrical shock pain in my leg. It felt like pins and needles, and it was unbearable, and all of a sudden I couldn't move my ankle anymore, and I could only move my 2 first toes. This obviously led to a lot of issues in terms of what was going on, so followed by that were hospital visits and MRIs of my brain and my legs and my spine to see if something bigger was going on, but I just kept being told that I was fine. But after every visit to the doctor, after every hospital visit, because I woke up and I couldn't walk one day, or I woke up and I was in so much pain that it was unbearable, I got worse, and the pain started spreading up my leg into my lower back, to a point where some days I couldn't even lift my leg and it literally was dragging behind me. And as a 19-year-old kid, this is something that you're kind of like, this shouldn't be happening right now. As it turns out, after 2 years of different doctors, a couple neurologists, I was diagnosed with a rare chronic disorder called complex regional pain syndrome. Usually when I say this to people, they completely don't understand what's going on, obviously, because it's a disease that really nobody knows about. And basically what it is, it's a malfunction of the nervous system, and my nervous system is basically attacking my body. To go from being a strong athlete to suddenly not being able to run, not even being able to step onto the field, and losing everything that you love in a sport, it really does crush your spirits. I really haven't been the same since that day. I still go to practice every day. I still lift with my team, but I can't do what they're doing. sit on the sidelines usually and watch them play. I still really haven't accepted the fact that I may never put my jersey on and actually step onto the field. I'm really blessed to have the coaches and the teammates that I have because they're very patient with me and they understand what's going on. So I'm still able to be a part of the team even though I can't really play. I'm a junior now, and the only time I really have been able to step on the field was fall of sophomore year where I was able to practice, but then that was when the pain spread to my back, so I really couldn't run anymore. I'm still trying to figure out how to live with this information. I am told that it's not curable, and I've been through many different procedures. I've gotten nerve blocks in my spine. I've gotten a treatment that is newer, that it involves electrodes being put onto your body and magnetic waves called Kelmare. It's kind of an experimental one. I've just been through all these things and still I'm not really getting better. But the only thing that you can really do in these situations is stay positive. And with the support of my teammates and of course my friends outside of my sport, you kind of just forget that you are going through this sort of thing. I'm not letting it define me. It's not who I am. My plan is still to figure out a way to get back on the field by graduating next year, and that has been my plan for a very long time. Lacrosse is my sport and it has always been a huge part of my life, and I just think if I give up and not try and get back on the field, then I am just going to be causing more pain to myself than my disease ever could. So right now I am still under insane restrictions in terms of me playing, but with the help of my physical therapist, my neurologist, my pain doctor, they're all getting me closer to being able to step back on that field. It just takes a team. And being a Division I athlete, I don't even know if I can consider myself that anymore, but being on a Division I team has really just changed my life. And I know that a lot of kids who decide to play Division I obviously don't go through what I'm going through, but it's still part of the experience of being a college kid, I guess. I'm just making the best of every situation.